What is going on, guys? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at the current coin market cap, and then more specifically, we're going to be looking at some of the crazy movements that we're starting to see within the market, specifically on Bitcoin and some of the other big altcoins. You can see that we've had a pretty significant movement happen in the past 2 days, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to make a video yesterday because I was traveling home from my college all the way back home just temporarily for spring break. I know a couple of you guys actually saw me on the road, which is pretty awesome, so I apologize for not making a video yesterday. It was actually pretty crazy. That was the first time I actually haven't made a video on the channel probably in about like a couple months, maybe like 5 or 6 months. So that's absolutely crazy to think that that's something that I did. It feels a little awkward, but I apologize, and I will make it up to you guys by pumping out another video. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. And let's jump right into today's episode. You guys are going to have to just bear with me for the next week. There's been a ton of stuff going on. Hopefully you guys saw the news. SUNY schools and CUNY schools are closed traditionally, which means it has to be all online now, which is just crazy. So I've been dealing with a lot. I had to actually travel 8 hours back from Rochester to Long Island, where I live. And then obviously half my equipment is now upstate and half my equipment is now down here. That's why the background is kind of not as great as I personally would like it to be or have it. So yeah, you're gonna have to bear with me on that. I have to kind of adjust, unpack, find the timings of when I can put out videos, but I will try to make a video every single day as usual. I just wanted to give you guys an update as for why I wasn't able to make a video yesterday and why it might be a little shaky moving forward for about a week, but I'll get to it. We'll fix it, and then everything will be back to normal. But specifically jumping into the technical analysis, so obviously yesterday, the video that I missed, some pretty crazy stuff happened. So we want to talk about this because it is fairly important. As you guys know, we did seem to bottom off, and that's probably the biggest method I want to talk about. Also notice how Tether went back to $1 from $1.04. It was considered a stable coin, so nice to see that it's going back down to that. All right, so you can see for the most part, a lot of the cryptos are pretty much stabling out right now. They're trading sideways, they're consolidating. We're not really seeing much big movements anymore. Obviously, the market's recovering, and I've had a ton of you guys swarm my Patreon, messaging me practically on every platform, social media platform that I have, on Twitter, on Patreon, on Instagram. You guys have been blowing up my phone, asking me what are we going to do, what's going on, how are we going to solve this, things like that. Well, let me make this now public for all you guys. Basically, like I say, am a conservative trader. Markets like this, you guys don't really have to worry too much because this is not where we trade. This is an extremely volatile move. Yes, we did profit, or yes, I did profit off of this major dip because we had a short position that would open below $7,500 or $7,600, and then we obviously carried it all the way down because we didn't have a stop loss or a take profits. So we made quite a bit because we sold off closer down here, but now we're waiting for more consolidation. The fact that the market was going absolutely haywire the past couple of days means that this is kind of something we back away from. It's also been pretty crazy, as you guys know, especially if you live in the United States. The coronavirus, and I guess anywhere, has been spreading rapidly, so crazy stuff has been happening with that. I believe we were just called it a state of emergency or a national emergency, something like that. I forget exactly the term, and we've seen the stock market actually, drop very significantly lower than where it's been. And now after Trump's message, we saw stocks shoot up about 10%. So there's been some crazy stuff happening within the market. This is not a volatile market to trade in. We're not trying to trade in this high volatility. It doesn't make sense. So what we're doing is we're waiting for this consolidation, some sideways movement to happen. Yes, absolutely mind-blowing that we fell from a high of $7,900 and fell all the way to $3,830, about a 50% drop literally overnight. That is absolutely mind-boggling. And then in less than a day, we shot up from $3,800 all the way back to $6,000, which is about a $2,100, jump back to the upside. You can also see where we actually retested yesterday, seeing how this is now a resistance. You can see this this yellow line that I have drawn right here. Very interesting that we came back down to retest that. are actually starting to hit that as a resistance, but we have to let some more consolidation kind of happen. We have to figure out exactly where we fell down to, what exactly we could expect moving forward. Obviously, this wants to give me some issues right now, so we'll probably move over from Bitcoin, but the message merely is we have to wait. We have to let things consolidate out so we can kind of plan out and figure out what exactly we're doing. So as you guys can see currently on Litecoin specifically, it seems like we're pretty much coming back down to our previous support. Yes, we did explode bearish due to the fact that we saw that bearish cross on the high-low MMA, as well as we were anticipating a new drop due to the fact that we were intertwined within that high-low MMA. Sideways trading usually ends in some sort of bullish or bearish drop with significant volume, and that is exactly what happened. Obviously, I've been updating you guys, all the time on Patreon, even yesterday, I believe, so you guys should be fairly kept up with the fact that I missed yesterday's video. But you can see for the most part, consolidation is what we needed. We're going to have to wait it out, see exactly what we're looking at. I don't know why this chart is not loading. I'm going to refresh that. But for the most part, oh, did it load back up? Great. Okay, so you can see on the weekly now that we have a better overview. You can see what exactly we're looking at. Things look a little bit easier to cover when we, take a step back and look forward. And you can see right now that we did have this major drop. We were retesting the high-low middle moving average using support at 73.33 and resistance up here at 8100. You can see where exactly we got intertwined in between this uptrend as well as the resistance up here, and we broke bearish, significantly broke bearish. It's absolutely wild to see that we actually broke from the uptrend so significantly. It's like pretty wild to actually look at it, that we cleared this whole run in literally just a couple of seconds. So when you look at it from this point of view, it seems kind of crazy, but we are still with positive return on investments if you consider each year that you move up. We don't look really that bad, but this was a very significant drop, and there was definitely more than we know that happened right here. Market manipulation, we probably saw a lot of people moving money from stocks into here, selling off big time to make huge profits, and that's probably what they did. They shorted the shit out of this, and so did a lot of people, especially those that were following and listening to me on Patreon. For those of you that don't have my Patreon, it is linked in the description if you want to check that out. But yeah, we don't look terrible. We're back up at a previous support, very small one. You can see it right here. This was back in April of 2019. So we're really going to have to give it consolidation. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Yes, we're not out of the shit just yet. There is definitely a chance we could, wick this all the way back up. We could wick it all the way back up to $7,400. This candle week is not closed yet. We have 2 more days. We could wick it all the way back above the $6,100 support. There's many different things to happen, but we have to give it some more time to play out. It's a very high risk movement. I personally don't like to get invested and trade around in high risk movements. It's really not a it's a very risky move and a very risky play. Now, obviously, update you guys on what you could do, but personally, it doesn't make sense to invest in markets like this. Wait for when we're practically 90 to 95% sure of when we can make money, and then invest in that time. But when we're seeing some crazy hectic movement like this, where practically nobody knows what's going on, it doesn't make sense to get involved. I had a lot of people buy in at $4,000, $5,000, but they just threw their money in blindly. That's probably what a ton of people did, and that's exactly why we shot up. People that I know don't know much about Bitcoin threw their money in due to the fact that they saw it drop this low. That was probably a reason for the massive rise back to the upside. So this was obviously a huge power play right here, as well as the short to the downside. For those of you that want to know how to short, definitely make sure to check out DueDEX. There is a link to this in the description. This is the website that I use where we can actually short markets like this. So when we see massive drops of capitulation here, this is the website that we use to actually profit off of the swing to the downside. It's a pretty awesome tool. Definitely make sure to check that out. It is linked in the description down below. And then lastly, to wrap up the episode with XRP and Ethereum, yeah, this is actually pretty cool. This gives me the most hope, actually, and I really do kind of like this, because when you look at Litecoin, you look at Bitcoin, you don't really see much of a support to go off of, but we have Ethereum here, which is holding extremely well. You saw yesterday's video, or 2 days ago, we made a video where we discussed if we were to break this high-low middle moving average on Ethereum, we would fall immediately back down to support at 125, basically where we stemmed from from and started from before we rose to the upside. You can see that is exactly what happened to a T. Yeah, we saw a lot of FUD, which threw us all the way back down to about $89, but immediately after that we corrected back up to here. So now merely my opinion moving forward is going to be based off of Ethereum. Ethereum likes to consolidate at support. This is a very strong support we didn't break, so there's a good chance we're going to see this consolidation happen right now, dig us out of the dirt. You can see just back in 2019, we were nearing oversold just like this. Same exact thing's happening right now, retesting this, support right here. Very clear, you can see the support right now. Good chance we'll consolidate out a little bit more, but it's nice to see that we do have some sort of chart to track in reference to making power plays off of Bitcoin and the other cryptos. Lastly, before we wrap up today's video, we will be looking at XRP, and XRP, which honestly blows my mind more than all the other cryptos, is that we've been in this massive 3-year downtrend. You can see this resistance right here. Just in the beginning of 2020, we actually managed to break outside of here. We all thought we would be moving up higher. And just now, after many weeks of trending outside of this resistance, we actually broke back down below it and inside of this. And that's what's absolutely wild. So I think if we're not at all-time lows, we're going to be at all-time lows very soon. I actually think yesterday we hit an all-time low on XRP. So, you really got to, look at this right now, guys. XRP has literally hit an all-time low. Not many other cryptos have done that. So take that with a grain of salt. But 10 cents on a coin, something's a little off. Especially when it's been over $3. So it's very odd. I mean, Bitcoin's still above $5,000. Ethereum's above 125. There's some movement that we can see that will move these cryptos up higher. XRP, we'll see if it's one of them. It's just very interesting to see us now once again below here. And the fact is that we are below this resistance makes me think it's only going to get worse for XRP. Obviously, if you guys have other opinions on this, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys for waking up. Yes, I did record this at 8 a.m., so if I'm a little groggy, that's probably why. Let me just, get better at this, understand everything, figure out what exactly is going on. It's okay to take a step back and sit this out and just watch and figure out what exactly your next plan of action is. And that's when we can actually make profit off of markets like this. When we take a step back, we plan out our plan of action. And once we have that idea, then we implement this. I'll be updating you guys all the time this week, every day. I'll be trying to. I just got to get my hours for work. As you guys know, obviously I'm coming back home to work, figuring things out. Once my schedule is set, I'll let you guys know when videos will be coming out. I'm going to switch around my setup right now because my dad's been using it since I've been home. But we'll figure everything out. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and follow me on Twitter at CryptoV Official. And I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.